Alright, shalom. Alright, this video here is just basically uh, a response on a video that I did just some moments ago there. Basically talking about these people, Babylon the Great, aka America, they basically bite off, more than they can chew. Alright. But when it goes into Iran, alright. So before we get into it, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Recha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Ahmad Bayan coming to you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Recha Kodash. Alright, now it's nothing too long, it's just going through here. Alright, let's see here, it says to bite off more than you can chew. And this AI overview, it says it means taking on a project, responsibilities or tasks that is too big, difficult or complex for you to handle, often resulting in feeling overwhelmed or failing to finish, right? Now the difference between these two countries here, America and Iran, right? Iran not backing down. They basically say what? F it. They going down swinging, right? But when you pay attention to, America, what they doing, they looking to claim that they looking to stop they looking to come to an end. Why? Because they bite off too much. They bite off more than they can chew, right? So they can't handle it. They realize they're getting the ass handed to them, right? So let's go to this video here.
On Iran, you called it, thank you, Mr. President. On Iran, you called it an excursion. You said it would be over soon. Are you thinking this week it will be over?
No,
You're talking
but soon.
about days?
I think soon.
Okay, and with respect
Very soon. Look, everything they have is gone, including their leadership. In fact, there are two levels of leadership, and even actually, as it turns out, more than that. But two levels of leadership are gone. Most people have never even heard about the leaders that they're talking about. So it's obviously been very, very powerful, very effective.
Thank you, Mr.
Including their leadership.
All right, so I'm playing back here.
Thank you, Mr. President. On Iran, you called it an excursion. You said it would be over soon. Are you thinking this week it will be over?
No,
You're talking
but soon.
about days?
I think soon.
Okay, and with respect
Very soon. Look.
Right, so they believe very soon they are going to, finish off with Iran there. I think now he's saying that, he wants to basically decimate them, kill them off and done, basically in that type of way. All right, that's roughly paraphrasing what he said. All right, and and then move on to Cuba. This is his mindset, right? But really and truly, he's just putting himself in a deeper hole. All right.
and with respect
Very soon. Look.
Right, he's putting himself in a different hole. All right, continuing here in this, it says it suggests underestimating the effort required. Right. Let's see what else it have here. Meaning committing to more than you can realistically accomplish, right? And this is why Trump wants to basically stop. He wants to bring it to an end. So you never hear them see things like this, right? Trump and them though, you never hear America speak like this. They want to bring a war to an end, right? They They don't have that in them, you know. They are known as being violent, you know. They are known to bring wars, all right, and conflict against others, you know. These are their nature, all right. Esau nature is by the sword, is with the sword, all right. And we could go the book of Genesis. Now you got the part where it is here the blessing. Verse 34. All right. It says, and when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. Right? So he cried out, you know, he cried like a little bitch, you know, because, you know, he wanted that blessing also when he realized that Jacob got that blessing. All right? It says here, and he said, thy brother came with subtlety and has taken away thy blessing. And he said, it is not. And he said, it is not rightly named. He named Jacob, for he has supplanted me these 2 times. Right. First time was with the lentils and meat. You know, when it is Jacob was cooking. You know, he didn't even finish cook, and Esau wanted the food because he was faint. You know, he wanted to. Well, Salaki, he wanted to faint. You know, he didn't get nothing out in the field to eat. So therefore, when he came home, you know, he was out of it. You know, so basically, you know, his knees buckling. He tired. He weak. He out of it. He hungry. You know, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob for that lentils and meat, right? And just to show you who Esau is, you know, you could tell because, you know, these so-called white people, you know how they like to eat their meat. They like to eat their meat rare, medium rare, blue, and these type of temperatures. They like to eat their meat, you know, and then come out and say things like, that's the best way it will digest. A set of nonsense is telling people, right? And that's just to show you how you could differentiate the heathens, these Edomites, to Jake. Because Jake just cook their meat full through until it's well done, right? Now it has some Jakes out there, yes, they just do the same thing like Esau, because, you know, they baptized with that same spirit as Esau. All right. Now moving on, it says, He took away my birthright, and behold, now he has taken away my blessing. All right, because the name Jacob goes into what? Supplanter. This is what Jacob names mean. Jacob name mean. Jacob is a supplanter. All right. It says here, now he has taken away my blessing, and he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept, right? So as I say, he cried like a, he cried like a bitch, right? And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above, right? And this is what they have right now. They are the best of the best, They could go anywhere, they don't have to pay for nothing. They just jump on a plane, they have private jet, and they reach over, they could eat something over in a particular country, then the next hour they could go to our next country and eat something completely different there, or eat ice cream, go to the next country, eat pizza, and so they go in, so they could do what they are the best of the best, they getting to go all over, all right, and this is their blessing, all right. Just for a moment, it says, and by thy sword, all right, that sword is what they are, is a weapon, is known as a weapon. What is their weaponry today? Their weaponry is their military might, is their armies, their the jets, the helicopters, the missiles that they have. This is what they are blessed by. And by thy sword shalt thou live, right? They live by the sword. All right, let that sink in. They live by the sword. All right? And you know how the saying does go. If you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And this is what they know. This is all they know. All right? Violence. It says, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck, right? So Esau basically rounding it off here, Esau is blessed by that sword, all right, and this is why he brings violence on the earth. Everywhere he goes, death and hell does follow him, right? So they have nothing about, when it comes to this here, where it says, to bite off more than you can chew, When what are getting into in this here is that Esau is blessed by that sword, and it's only violence he knows, right? So overall, he will not come out just so and just say, we looking to ease everything down. We looking to stop this war. We looking to not, be that violent, not to send any more missiles over there and whatnot. That is a whole lie. All right? The scripture talk about he speaks sweetly with his lips, just roughly paraphrasing, his words are softer than, butter, softer than oil, but war is in his heart. All right, this is how this devil is, right? So no matter what he says, believe him not, all right? Because this is what this devil only know, violence, all right? So he's not going to do anything. He's not going to calm this down. He is going to continue, He wants to back down, but in his mind, he can't back down, right? So he playing it off like, he just giving them a ease up, all right? But really and truly, he catching his ass, all right? He catching his ass because Russia backing them up. Russia backing up Iran, and also, China also doing the same thing, backing them up. So, hey, it's going to be an all-out war just now, all right? Things are stirring up. Things are getting there. All right, we almost out of here. Other than now, shalom.